Hello. Good morning. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm in the garden. Captain Lightmare's in the house. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Sue. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Danny. Hi, Helen. Lisa Birch. Hello. I've been using your crystals. Thank you. Coming in loud and clear. Good. So, first, hi, Pamela. Hey, Susan. Treasure Art Studios. Hello. Ran out of gas. What are you doing? You ran out of gas. I'm just in. So I haven't been really out of the house. I've sat out the back door, but I haven't been out the house for, I don't know, last Friday maybe was the last time that I went out. So I'm starting to feel a little bit more like myself, and I just really wanted to get down into this garden and have a little sage fire and get my feet in the soil and just breathe. I'm not cold, but thank you. I did get a new hat, which I really love because I've got so much hair. I can actually put my hair outside my hat like that. Look. Well, the sun's kind of out. Look, it's now autumn here. Obviously, after the equinox. Come on, little fire. So I thought we could have just a little bit of a team huddle. I got some new card decks, which will go into my online shop eventually. I've got a whole load of stuff in for Christmas, but it's just going to take time to get it all in and done. Okay, I'll get there. I'll get there eventually. Oh yay! We have fire, fire. Ooh. Ah, that's better. You can't beat a sage bomb. Ah, so good. So, how are you all doing? Talk to me. How are you all? I have some coffee. My energy levels are returning. The ascension flu hasn't quite gone away yet. Sleepy. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Energetically, there is a lot going on, and I don't know how you guys feel. It's difficult when I've been going through the physicalities to tune into the collective, because it's like I get kind of I get pulled out of everything to heal, I suppose. So, but I'm feeling this this pushing, this, you know. Oh, really, Lisa? It's ascension flu. That's what it is. Yeah, so there's this yeah, Sue. So there's this pushing, there's this, a lot of people are going through a dark night, okay? There is this testing, this like an initiation almost for certain people who are on a, you know, who are on a certain place. I still can't clearly speak words, obviously. Hold on. Let me get my higher self to help me out here because the words are not coming very easily. Give me a second. Thank you. Okay. There are people that are like, what I'm being told is like the second wave of awakened people who are experiencing this initiation, and it's like, do you really want this? Sending you love, Rod. I know Australia, you're going through so much. So there's this kind of energy of how much do you want it and how much do you believe in yourself. There are so many people questioning their own integrity right now. Okay. There are so many people questioning their spirituality right now. There are so many people in this dark place of, is it worth it? You know, is the, because right, let's just be totally transparent here, okay? A lot's happened in the past 2 years, and there's been a lot of things said, a lot of intel, or a lot of hopes have been pinned on certain situations happening. This is going to happen, that's going to happen, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. And the truth of the matter is that we are always in control in this very moment now, okay? And we need to be very careful that we're not feeding a narrative. And so what's happened is that a lot of people are like, well, this has been 2 years, you know, I've been told that's going to happen, or this is going to happen, it hasn't happened, is it all a lie, is it true, is it, you know, is this just a heap of shit, are we all just going to die? No, we're not. You know, what's true, what's not, what's real, what's not, what you know, what am I being pulled into, where should I be focusing my energy, who can I trust, what information can I trust? All this is happening right now because it's been 2 years, and it's a huge initiation process for many. Oh no, hold on. It keeps disappearing in here. It's annoying. Hold on. Show me all messages. Okay. Our brains are antennas. Our thoughts do not originate from us. The energy of doubt flying around is being projected on purpose. Yeah. And there's a lot of that. But we also, you don't have to do anything. Be careful with my words here, because everything's choice. But we also are at the bottom of the stream of consciousness where we are half light and we are half night. And, you know, a lot of us who are our fourth dimensional selves, you know, aren't quite in ascension school yet, can be part of that projection. Okay. And is part of our shadow. Absolutely, Rod. Is that the negative ego is too much power? Yeah, 4D is very, very much driven by that negative ego, and we are programmed to to want a savior. We are programmed to put people on pedestals. It's changing colour here. We are programmed to put our faith in things external to ourselves, because we believe, or we're programmed to believe, that we are so small in this equation, there's nothing that we can do as that small, tiny speck. So we give away our power to situations, to people, to belief structures. And what's happening just now is so many people's belief structures are falling apart. And this is certainly something that I've experienced as well very recently, that you all know. And for many, they've maybe put belief in these certain things happened and they haven't. So what do they do now when this stuff hasn't come to light? So what do you do? I've been down here for ages. When I am, this is kind of where I used to hide. I would come down here and move energy, because nobody can really see me down here. And my little shop used to be just up there, and I used to come down here and hide, and now I just sit in my back garden and move energy and I haven't been down here for a while, but there's a lot of activity happens down here, so I'm just hearing things. Anybody that's here that was in my Facebook group would know that we used to see a lot of things happening down here in the energy. There are beings that kind of drop in here from time to time, so I might get distracted because I haven't been down here for a while. Anyway, so belief systems are being pulled apart. And what does that leave? Well, it leaves you very vulnerable. That's speaking from experiences. If I've put a lot of energy into something, or I've put a lot of belief into something, and it doesn't happen, I've listened to the external world, and that I realise isn't truth anymore. It leaves a very can leave you in a very vulnerable situation, because for one, we've maybe spoke out a lot to the people around about us, and they and nothing's happening. And there's no substantial proof in the 3D that people can see. And because we're still programmed in this third dimensional construct, we expect things to happen in the third dimensional construct. And when it doesn't materialize, it's down to expectations again, isn't it? It's down to these expectations again. And when it doesn't materialize, where do we go? We can go into despair. We can go into forlorn. We can go into a dark, we can go into a dark place. Or we can realize, love you too, Lisa. Or we can realize that we save us. And the answer has always been us. And things that have been spoke about or expected, just because we haven't seen physical proof, these things can be happening within the multidimensionality of the construct that we're in. And maybe we're never going to get third dimensional proof, you know? But what happens is, from this, you know, this dark night, this, while this ego is dying, while this... Because let me tell you, my 4D ran me for a long time, okay? I thought she was fun, and I just didn't have the awareness that I have now of this multidimensionality. And so many people are run by an ego, hi Bio Vicky, shadow, you know, version of themselves, and they're not even aware. But the awareness comes through this dark night, through this letting go of these belief systems, of this construct of the external. So there's a lot of that going on just now, okay? There's a lot of pain within the, you know, the awakening, the spiritual community, of kind of, you know, what now? And now is all that really matters, you know, in this very moment. And it's never been more important to be present, okay? Oh, good for you, Sarah. You know, and it's time that, you know, once we empower ourselves, and once we step into that, and once we can get to a place where we appreciate that stories are going to change, you know, belief structures are going to change, and there is no right and there is no wrong. There is only in this moment, because the choice that I make just now, presented with it tomorrow, I might make a different choice. And that doesn't make it right just now and wrong tomorrow, or the other way about. It's just how it is in that moment. And we're really being asked just to stop and be present, and not, hey Thundercats, and not be pulled into other stories. Because we have been manipulated and used for far too long. It's time for it to stop now. It's time for us to stop being led into that manipulation. So the more we can observe and stop and say, you know, whose story am I being pulled into here? Is this my story? Is this a story I want to write? Stop and become present and centered again. You know, it's not easy. Yeah. I'm certainly not saying that it's easy, but it's what we're learning. You know, we're learning right now. Hello, good morning. Neutral. Yeah, trying to stay in that place of neutrality, of, okay, you know, I can see it, I can view it. Doesn't mean to say that I need to lend my energy to it, because we've been pulled, we've been pushed and pulled so much, because we want the answers. And here's the truth, nobody knows. If somebody tells you they know what's going to happen, they don't. It's true. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody. Because of timelines, because of choices, because of the holographic nature of this reality. So the more we can pull ourselves out of the narrative that we're being played by, because boy have we been played, you know, and hands up, you know, I've been played. I've been pulled into narratives. I've been the crows. We need to learn to be more like crows. They're so protective, and you know, if something comes in, they all just come in and like chase it away. It's great. You know, and I've been played by narratives. I'm not immune to it. You know, I've placed my righteous anger, or you know, my beliefs or my energy into certain timelines, and I just want to stop that now. So from you know, Lionsgate up until this point, I've been in this huge learning curve of being very aware of that, and being very aware of where my attention is being drawn. You know, we have to be very discerning in who we watch and we listen to. Absolutely. Yeah. And you know, it's okay to question yourself as well. We should be. You know, if we're getting you know, information or feeling a certain way, why are we? You know, why are we? Where's that information coming from? Is this coming from my heart? Is this coming from my light side? Is it coming from my shadow? You know, where's it driving me? What polarity is it pulling me in? Because if I'm being pulled in any polarity, I'm not being neutral, you know. And that's what integration's about. You know, this is what we're here to really learn, is to integrate. You know, integration is about integrating the shadow and the light, because they're a very powerful force. You know, the center point, you know, being in that neutrality, that is where the power lies, because you can see both, and you can pull in, you know, the power and the gifts from both of that, and use that in a place of complete neutrality. And this is what I feel I'm kind of learning right now. And it's just like a constant reminder. Yeah, so you're trying to be more neutral, not get sucked into other people's truth share. But also don't get down on yourself. If you absolutely, if you trust the wrong thing or go the wrong way, be proud that you recognise course correct, and you know you're stronger because of it. Absolutely, Captain Lightmare. Absolutely. Because this is how we learn, you know. This is how do you learn discernment if you haven't been pulled into whatever the opposite discernment is? Lies. You know, this is how we learn. We learn by our choices. And it's all learning. And it's not, you know, it's never about beating ourselves up. It's about saying, yes, I learned that. I'm not going to do it again. Amanda, the more neutral you're becoming, the better your experience on the daily. Absolutely. Yeah. And you know, I can understand where everybody is in this. And a lot of people find that very difficult. You know, we're being used to divide and conquer. Okay. And that's been the game for how many years, you know? I was watching what was it called? Oh, the Umbrella Academy, right? I binged watched that for 2 days while I couldn't move. And so they moved into a time of apartheid, right? Where the well, at the time it was black and white, okay? So there was, the black people were completely segregated, and there was parts in it where they went and did sit-ins to fight for their own rights, just to go and get a cup of coffee. And this is all that's happening again right now between the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. It's no different. It's the same trick that they play over and over again, but they just change the division. Ooh, awesome, Neil. Hi. Hi, Dolly Daydream. So it's the same script, it's boring. Yeah, every time we play into it, The Jews and the Germans, the black and the white, the masked and the unmasked, the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. It's all just division. We're at a point of what have we learned? What have we learned? What have we learned from all this as a population, The only true division, as I see it, is the very rich and very powerful, that 1% against the 99%. And that's what we are. We forget. Don't forget, we're the 99%. Okay? We stand together. They're nothing. 1%. And they've played this divide and conquer game very well. And I think we need to realise we're the 99% and we're all different. There's always going to be a way to divide us because we're all different. If we were all the same, they couldn't divide us. Yeah? So because we're all different, it's very easy to play the division game. And it's been programmed in us, to you stick to your own, right? But we're all our own. We all have these beautiful hearts, And anybody who's made poor choices has made that choice through trauma, I will guarantee it. Trauma causes people to live in their shadow. Fact. I don't know, what do you guys think? I'm just sitting here. You think I hadn't talked to anybody in a week? No. Pure bloods? What's a pure blood? I don't know what that is. Hey, Dave! If we're already crystalline light beings due to 2012 CERN use, I don't really know anything about that, Dave. Once we reach a more enlightened existence, we will attain our true being. Let me read that again. If we're already crystalline light beings, well, part of us, I suppose, right now is pure light, but we can't be a crystalline being within a carbon-based body, can we? I don't really know, Dave. I don't really know if I buy into that. Honestly, I don't know enough about it, but that doesn't really again, I think that's a you know, that's another. I'm not saying you're wrong, sweetheart. I'm just saying I don't know enough about it, but it's another kind of diversion, isn't it? They've stopped us from being this because they've done that. Or truth of the matter is, we're stopping ourselves. You know, we're one. You know, we're the only thing that's stopping us from attaining our pure power and place in the planet is us. I mean, it's pretty simple. That's, you know, that's certainly what I see. And you know, I do. It's very hard because I don't really know what I believe anymore. What I mean by that is, do I believe in a solar flare? I don't know. Has it happened? No. You know, do I believe aliens are going to come down and rescue us? I don't know. Has it happened? No. You know, do I believe we win? I believe we've already won. But I believe that all that is important is the very moment that you're in, because that is where you create. This moment here is where we create. So I'm not saying that, you know, CERN doesn't have anything to do with it, or it very might well be. But again, Dave, it's just not something that I will lend my energy to anymore, because I believe the only thing that's really stopping me is me, and my beliefs, and, you know, the programming that's been placed on me my whole lifetime that I have to break down, and everything that comes to me I have to question, you know, everything now. And I don't know if that's a bad thing to question. You know, I think that's a good thing. Oh, hello, Laura Anderson. Hope you and Paul are well. Sending love to the family. So, and it's all timelines, and it's all, you know, please understand that they can use anything. If you put your energy to it, they can create these timelines, and this is so beyond our understanding in, you know, in this moment of the way they can play things and the way that, you know, things have been done. So, Linda Good McGills. Well, I'll be honest, guys, I'm not really watching anyone or anything right now. Again, just for that simple reason that, you know, I just want to listen to me for a bit and figure my stuff out myself. Not to say that other people, you know, haven't got good things to say. Because there is a lot of people with really good hearts. You know, again, let's not divide. Let's come together. Right. Let's now we've put the world to rights. Hello, Crystal Life Rose. I see you, sweetheart. Yes, I do. So yeah, information's great, but I'm not really in a place where the only information I need from me right now is information that comes down my stream, because that is through my heart, and that is where my focus should lie in that moment, because I'm very aware of my multidimensionality, I'm very aware of my stream, and if it comes down my stream, then I trust it, and that's where I'm guided to go. And if you guys are guided to go to that person, then you absolutely, there's a reason for that, you know, always. It's good. Yeah, and you know, that's another thing. I was thinking about this, Dolly Daydream. Thanks for that. I'm on my dinner at work. I'm back in the world, and it's interesting working with nice people. You know, that's another thing. I spent a lot of this past 2 years avoiding people. Okay? General. avoiding people. Again, because of the whole division thing, right? Because they don't think the same as me, or they don't believe the same as me, or I don't want to get in conversations with people. Why? I've also been looking at this as well. Why? Why was I doing that? Why am I avoiding people? You know, just because somebody isn't spiritual or awake, like, is that not my ego saying that, well, I'm better than them because I have a different belief system, or a no, it's very important, I think, now that we get back into the world. And I'm only speaking for myself. I know it's time for me to really step up. And we're all one, stop this division, come together. If somebody doesn't like it, or that's okay, that's theirs, but we can just send them love. And I don't want to hide anymore. Do you know what I mean? I don't want that division. I just don't want to be divided anymore. I'm just kind of done with the whole thing. Oh, we'll say a prayer for Pam. You have a beautiful day too, Captain Lightmare. Hi, Jennifer. Okay, so I'm going to pull some cards for the collective. Enough of my musings. We're all here together regardless of how we got here, or why we're here, or what choices we're making, I think we really just need to start focusing more on ourselves and what choices we're making rather than what anybody else is doing. Their choices will, hey Jean, lovely to see you. So, I'm gonna show you, man. Can you still hear if I've got you in the dirt down there? Good morning, Janice. Hello, Michelle. It's not a very flattering position, but hey ho, can you still hear me in the dirt? Can you hear me in the dirt? Love you too, Paula. You can hear me in the dirt. Okay. So, the first new cards I got, because when you're sitting doing nothing, it's shopping time. So this is a deck that I absolutely love, okay, for all my galactic brothers and sisters out there. This is the Mystic Martian Oracle deck by Lisa Porter. And this deck explores different races, ET races. Okay, so you can use this deck to maybe tune a little bit more into, your galactic origins, what energies might be working with you galactically, that kind of thing. I like them. They're very cool. I did manage to get my hands on some of these, and they will be going into my website at some point. I think I've got about 10 decks ready to go up for Christmas, so anyway, they're pretty cool. The outside of them, look, it's like DNA, and this is a little bit like astral traveling, like a wormhole. Can't read your comments up here, guys, because I don't have glasses on. I'm really close, like strain like that. Oh. Okay. And I like how they're green on the outside. The gilding, you normally get like a gold gilding, don't you? Thank you, Paula. So, I've got Rion's little clear. All right. So, let's ask our galactic brothers and sisters what the f*** is going on. What shall we ask? Send me a question. A question you want to ask our galactic family. Throw me one. You ask. You ask a question for the collective, not personal. Let's do collective questions right now, okay? Let's work on this unity. Oh, Mandy, sending my love back to you, darling. Thank you, Rachel Johnson. I'm getting there. Sit in the dirt's helping. Speaking to you, beautiful people's helping. Such a beautiful community. How are we all doing, Jennifer? That's really as a collective. In this very moment, as a collective, how are we all doing? You want this one? You cannot make this stuff up. I love you. Yeah. Okay, so how are we all doing? Can you see that? It's probably back to front, is it? The shadow self. What have we just been talking about? How, you know, how we're working through the shadow, how we're integrating this dark night. Shadow self. So this is all about denial, projecting, and shame. So I don't really know these cards very well, but what it feels like is we're like behind the window and this is outside world, and it just feels like everything's this big monster out there. And you know, the truth of the matter is that that's actually just ourselves. The shadow that we're seeing, this really terrible thing, is just what we're projecting and what we're creating. Well, let's see, number 36. 36. So I'm getting a little bit snotty because I'm down there. Right, get this up a little bit. Okay, our shadow self is a psychological and spiritual perspective regarding the aspects of ourselves that we often either deny, sometimes cannot see, and conceal from public. Every human being and higher being has a shadow self. The problems arise when denial or refusal to see the shadow self takes hold, as this causes spiritual fragmentation in the psyche and blocks enlightenment and holistic integration. Shadow selves not acknowledged take on an unaware to semi-aware autopilot type of spirit life of their own. What I'm taking to mean by that is the 4D comes in and takes the steering wheel, right? Usually resulting in projections when triggered. This is where dark entities subconsciously reside and where archons can steer and manipulate if a person is not conscious. You know, they can, I would say sometimes if you're conscious, they can still steer you. Depends how conscious you are. All dark entities are merely abandoned aspects of all life. Facing and owning our shadow self aspects can be challenging, even painful. So initially, and requires self-awareness, humility and accountability, while also forgiving others. Shadow work is a true test of self-love. True core healing always contains huge elements of shadow work. So the meaning of this card is denial, repressed, fragmented, triggers shame, self-loathing, projection, childhood wounds, overreacting, dark nights of the soul, and addiction. So you just can't make that up, can you? Really? Like, that's exactly what we've just been talking about. Exactly what we've been talking about. Guess. Let me see that figure there. Oh, it's Buddha. Okay. I'm just reading the comments. Yeah, it's so funny, isn't it? Right. let's ask, how do we get through this then? Can we have guidance of how we get through this? How do we get through this? What's your advice? What's your advice to get through this? What? Okay. So we're getting reptilians, predator, survival, and tyrannical. Number 17. How do we get through this? Okay. Reptilian beings are very close genotype to their alpha draconian allies. They're known to be malevolent, cruel, volatile, and intimidating. Right, we know what they are. They largely stay underground. A US geologist whistleblower exposed the truth of underground reptilian ETs and how they shot his finger off with a laser. Okay, so it means tyrannical, cruel, fight or flight reptilian brain, interrogation, bully. Okay, so this is what we need to get over. Okay? This is what we need to get over. So how do we get through the shadow self? We I hate that word. I don't like that word either. It's like we need to experience going through the tyranny of, what has been done to us. I mean, to me, this is just proof, right? To me, this is just proof of what we're going through and what's been causing it and what we come out the other side. So I think what my higher self is she's saying, don't blame me, this is coming from the galactics. Okay, so this needs to be exposed. And this is how we get through it, is the exposure, because all this stuff has been happening for years. We're just seeing it now. We stepped into 2020 and nothing could hide anymore. Everything had to become clear. We had to see it for what it was, right? So this is how we get through this. This is how we get through this, okay? We need to see it for what it is. Okay, let me ask another question. Let me ask, once we get through, what does it look like? What does it look like? What does it look like once we're past that? Once we're past the tyranny, show me. Interesting. So we're getting a Nephilim. Okay. And to me, this is, we become the giants. We become the creators. We become the builders of our reality. This is what this says to me. Okay. And I like how there's like, we have contact. You see how there's, this is us. We become the giants. We become the creators. We start to, a big Nephilim compared to tiny little, they used to eat reptilians. I'm saying. Crunchy. Over the barbecue. We become this. Okay? And we start again. It's pretty cool. 15. The Nephilim are known as the Anakim, Els, and Elohim. The Nephilim were the humanoid giants of ancient times, and they apparently died during the last great flood. They stood 14 feet tall. Genesis 6:4 states they are the sons of God. I like that. Later interpretations led to relabeling them as the fallen ones. Okay, so there are ideas that they were good, there are ideas that they maybe weren't so good. The Nephilim giants in the Old Testament mentions Goliath the giant. I get Goliath a lot. I've never really understood what it is. The Book of Enoch makes reference to giants as to the Dead Sea Scrolls. New Zealand Maori have stories about the red-haired giants that inhabit New Zealand first. The Nephilim have a complex and controversial history that sometimes weirdly overlaps into Anunnaki genetic territory. Okay, so this means brute strength, new perspectives, new ideas, hope, processing, assessing, ESP. I like that. So extrasensory. So extrasensory like abilities, isn't it? So once we come out of this, this control, we step into being our own gods and creating our own reality. That was kind of cool. I like that. Oh, press something. Okay. So so that's pretty cool. You know, we do come through this, and we start all over again. Everything has to be torn down, all these structures, all this nonsense. It all has to come down. And we, sweet dreams to you, Tanya. So that's cool. I'm going to take out another set of cards, just because they want to come out. If anybody has a question for them. Is this Australia going to bed? Bedtime in Oz. Let's talk amongst yourselves for a bit. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Yeah. I do. I like them. I hear herself saying, "Don't thank me. Thank your galactic family." Oh, hello, JC. Okay. So the next cards I'm going to take out are these. This is Dragon Wisdom. I haven't had much of a chance to look through these yet. But let's see. Let me go question. You can never sleep. I know you don't. How do we encourage the asleep ones to lean into their shadow? Oh, good question. Okay. So this is Dragon Wisdom by Christine Arana Fader. I've got some of these. They'll be going into my cart as well for Christmas. As I say, I haven't had much of a chance to work with these, but... Okay, so how do we get the asleep to work in a collective shadow? Very good question, Dean. Woo! Peace. Peace. Oh, such a beautiful dragon. These are so beautifully illustrated. That looks very much like an air dragon to me. Peace. Peace in this world begins within you. Okay, so I like how, you've asked the question and, basically you're the answer. So, we're the answer. We're the answer to them addressing their shadows. By us addressing our shadows and creating peace within ourselves, they, those who are asleep or who are awakening, look to us to find out how we found that peace. That's certainly what it suggests to me. So peace in this world begins within you. Is there peace in your heart, in your body, in your mind? Understand that in this world, everyone is responsible for peace, including you. Start to create peace in your heart. If you draw this card, you've completed a significant part of your spiritual journey. So this suggests that it's already being done. It's already being done. This dragon would like to teach you to maintain the peace that spirituality has brought to you. It would like the light in your heart to be invulnerable despite the storms that may rage outside. Keep peace within you, peace in your thoughts, your mind, your body, and your heart. Beautiful. So, yeah, that suggests to me that we do it for them, and they look to us like, the world's going to shit. How did you keep yourself together? How did you find that peace? And that's how, when we put our hand out, it's what we're doing anyway. It's what I'm doing here. I'm just sharing my story to help others. I think that's the answer, Jean. Okay, one more. Hey, JC. So, one more question. Oh, thank you, Amanda. Has anybody got a question they would like these dragon cards to answer? Love to you too, Jean. It's lovely to see. It's such a beautiful community here, We need to stop and smell the coffee sometimes and realize that we're all connected by our hearts, and we're never alone. We've got this. How do you surrender? Surrender to what? I'm going to ask, because you could surrender to a lot of things. Do you mean... Sorry, I pressed the wrong button again. Hold on. How do you surrender? Can you be more specific about that? Do you mean surrender to flow? There are lots of different things that you can surrender to. So I'll certainly pick a card, but I need you to be more specific about your question, please. The chat keeps disappearing. Oh, Tranquilma. Chaga. I'm drinking chaga tea. How do you surrender to flow and love? Okay, how do we surrender to flow and love? How do we surrender? How do we surrender to flow and love? Hear all the crows. Something's coming at the crows, and they're all like, "Get out of here!" Love it. Okay, so how do we surrender then to flow and love? How do we surrender? Hope. Oh, that's a beautiful black dragon. God, I love dragons. One day I'm going to sit in this garden and I'm going to actually be able to see and feel. Cuddling at them. This is like me. I feel like this is just like me. Anyway. Hope. High hopes. Hope. God, what am I doing here? Right. Hope. need to try and work out my alphabet here. Hold on. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. There we go. Hope. Okay. So, this is a message from the card, okay? I'm Arana and I created this deck of cards. Black is my spirit guide, okay? So this must be her and her spirit guide. So that's a little bit like me and my Frank. Whatever you feel in your heart, we want you to know that you're not alone. The hearts of millions upon millions of light-filled beings are connected through their... Oh, I just said we're connected through the heart. What did I just say? You can't make this stuff up. The hearts of millions upon millions of light-filled beings are connected through their common goal to bring back the golden age on Earth. Know this. We have all been companions since the beginning of time. It's making me quite emotional. Our hearts linked by a light-filled silver thread. We bow before you. We know that the path is difficult at times and that moments of doubt can weigh upon our hearts, which is why you have this card. Place it near your bed or lay it on your altar to symbolize a community that believes in love and goodness. And I've just said what a beautiful community we are. Do you see how you can't make this stuff up? Like, you just get confirmation after confirmation after confirmation. Follow the golden path of your soul, letting love guide your footsteps. Black is the dragon who believes in us the most. I believe in you and your courageous heart. It promises you that we will never give up. So how do you surrender? You never give up. And you love. You live in love. And you believe that we're all connected and we've got this. Beautiful, huh? Thank you. On that beautiful note, I've been in here for over an hour. I'm going to go get some lunch. But it's a beautiful note to end on, right? We are all here. There's 82 people, 83, in this live chat right now, 85, whatever. Facebook doesn't tell the truth. YouTube doesn't tell the truth anyway, right? But we are all connected, okay? We never give up. We never came here to lose. Fact. We came here because we're the strongest of the strong and we already won. It's already done. I love you. Have a blessed evening. Oh, look. What even is that? Because, like, is it mud? Oh, it's mud. Have a beautiful, blessed, the little robin in here, do you hear it? We're never alone. We're all in this together. You know, and the cards have just, you know, pulled out everything that we've spoke about today. You know, we're going through the shadow. It's tough. But we do it. And we never give up. And we get to the other side no matter what. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being. Just thank you for being. Thank you for choosing to be here right now. Thank you for never giving up. And, you know, we got this, yeah? I know how it hang up now. Keep the faith, beautiful beings, absolutely. I truly, from my heart, love you all. Keep going, okay? We got this, all right? Yeah. I love you.